What if I told you that one of the most famous women in history built her career by breaking every rule she was supposed to follow? She was told how women should behave. She ignored it. She was criticized for being too ambitious. She kept going. She pursued multiple passions, took creative risks, and refused to make herself smaller to fit other people's expectations. And in the process, she became one of the first global celebrities in history. I'm talking about the great Sarah Bernhardt. I'm Nicole Dallet, and this is the Diva Decode, where we break down iconic female artists and steal their mindset, strategy, and confidence so you can level up your own life. Every episode, one legend, one blueprint, real takeaways that you can use, because success isn't random, it's patterned. Today, we're decoding one of the most famous performers in history, Sarah Bernhardt. Born in Paris in 1844, she became one of the world's first international celebrities, long before social media, television, or even radio existed. She started her career on the French stage and eventually became the most famous actress of her era. Audiences packed theaters across Europe, North America, South America, and Australia just to watch her perform. Writers, artists, politicians, and royalty admired her. She was known for her dramatic performances, powerful voice, and magnetic presence. And Sarah's influence extended beyond the theater and into music. Several operas and musical theater works were inspired by roles she made famous. For example, the famous play La Tosca was originally written for Sarah before it became Puccini's opera Tosca. That's a powerful illustration of her cultural impact. She wasn't just connected to musicians, she inspired them to create. To hear music by her friends, collaborators, and contemporaries, check out this week's playlist in the description. However, Sarah's success wasn't handed to her. She faced criticism throughout her career. She came from a non-traditional family background, struggled financially at times, and often found herself at odds with the institutions that were supposed to support her. Yet, she continually reinvented herself and found ways to stay relevant. One of the most remarkable examples of her resilience came later in life. In her 70s, after a leg amputation caused by an injury, she continued performing and touring. Many people would have retired. Sarah Bernhardt kept going. So what can we learn from her? Let's break it down. Mindset 1. You can be ambitious and feminine. One of the most fascinating things about Sarah Bernhardt was that she refused to fit into the narrow expectations society had for women during her time. In the late 1800s, women were often expected to be modest, quiet, agreeable, and primarily focused on domestic life. Sarah was unapologetically ambitious. She wanted fame. She wanted artistic success. She wanted financial independence. She negotiated contracts, ran her own theater, toured internationally, and built a global reputation. Yet she didn't feel the need to abandon her femininity in order to achieve those goals. She embraced glamour, fashion, emotion, creativity, and self-expression. She wasn't trying to become one of the guys to earn respect. Instead, she expanded people's understanding of what a successful woman could look like. Mindset 2. Make your life bigger than one talent. When most people think about Sarah Bernhardt, they think of the stage. She was one of the most celebrated actresses in the world, but acting wasn't the only thing she did. In addition to acting, she painted, sculpted, wrote books and plays, and even managed her own business ventures. She explored different creative outlets throughout her life, not because she had to, but because she was curious and unwilling to limit herself. Many of us feel pressure to pick one identity and stick with it. You're the lawyer, the teacher, the entrepreneur, the mother, the designer, the content creator. But real life is rarely that simple. You can be excellent at your career and still pursue creative passions. You can build a business and write a book. You can be analytical and artistic. Sarah Bernhardt understood something that many high achievers eventually learn. Your talents aren't competitors. They're collaborators. Mindset 3. Protect your creative vision. One of the reasons Sarah Bernhardt became a legend wasn't because she always did what audiences expected. It was because she was willing to take creative risks that others thought were strange, controversial, or even wrong. Throughout her career, Sarah chose roles that challenged convention. She played characters that weren't considered typical for women, including Hamlet. She continued pursuing work that felt meaningful and exciting to her. She understood that if you're doing something original, not everyone is going to get it right away. In fact, skepticism is often a sign that you're creating something different. Today, that lesson is more relevant than ever. Whether you're an artist, writer, entrepreneur, or simply someone trying to build a life that feels authentic, you'll inevitably encounter people who don't understand your choices. Not everyone needs to understand your vision for it to be valuable. So what's the Sarah Bernhardt blueprint? First, be fully yourself. Sarah proved that you can pursue big goals, build a remarkable career, and still embrace the qualities that make you uniquely you. Second, make your life bigger than one talent. You don't have to limit yourself to a single identity, title, or path. And third, protect your artistic vision. Sarah took risks that challenged conventions and continued creating even when critics didn't understand her choices. Not everyone needs to understand your vision for it to be valuable. I'm Nicole Dallet, and this has been the Diva Decode. If you enjoyed unpacking the mindset and legacy of Sarah Bernhardt with me, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Every week, we decode another iconic woman and uncover the strategies, confidence, and habits that made her unforgettable. If you'd like to support the show, click on the Buy Me a Coffee link below or join our inner circle for exclusive perks, bonus content, and the chance to vote on which legendary diva we decode next. Until next time, remember to keep a little glamour in your life.